2 of the vlog has begun. Say hi, Brad.
It is, what day is it? It's Monday. I got a bunch of errands run today. I got a lot of stuff crossed off my to-do list. And now it's just started raining. There's a thunderstorm on the way in. One of the things that I got done today was I got my new badge. After I graduated and got my BSN, I had to get a new badge. So I finally did that, even though I graduated like 4 months ago. Let's take a quick tour of my badge. Everybody loves this. Chaos Coordinator. I got this on Etsy, and it's handmade. It's sewn. The only problem is this is white, and so as you can see, I'm trying to keep it clean, but the edges are starting to get a little dirty. Anyway,
I've got that. I have my magnet pin. We received our 4th magnet designation. If you want to know what that is, look it up. And then, actually, I kind of like this picture. The last picture that I had was from like 11 years ago, so I'm alright with that. I got my Good Vibes washi tape. My mom got me that, or did she give me that? Yeah, I think she got me that one. And then, you know, I love my Boston, so I got that little guy. And then on the flip side, I always keep a couple Post-it notes. I put my room numbers in the center, and then I write down times of things that I need to remember, and I mark off these, you know. Basically, I have my own shorthand for everything. And then I put here the order of tubes for my blood draws. So light blue, red, PST, dark green, lavender, pink, white, gray, yellow, dark blue. So that I always have that information on hand. And then I have it again here, some numbers, phone numbers that are relevant, information on rapid response and code stroke, and then a cheat sheet. My boss put that there. And then some of the general sizes of fluids that we give patients. So these little things are really helpful.
I had another phone call today about setting up an interview for the podcast, and it's kind of a big deal, and it's still a secret. I won't say anything until the episode is recorded and about to come out. So tonight, one of the things that's left for me to do is to prep for the interview that I'm doing tomorrow. I'm actually going to be bringing you some financial advising content in regards to loan repayment and some other things in that realm. So stay tuned for that. But I want to do a little bit of educating myself so that I don't sound like a total buffoon talking to a financial planner. So yeah, we'll see. That'll be tonight's mission. And I just have to show you guys, the rain has mostly stopped, but it's just the trees are starting to turn green, and the grass is like super green. Rain has passed, and I'm out here with the doggy. We got a ball. You want your ball?
What do you say? Is I can change my nature. Do you know what that means?
Okay, so as a night shifter, I really enjoy shopping late at night. There's no crowds, there's no lines, and usually everything is stocked because they're in the process of stocking it. So I just went to the grocery store. I just wanted to show you, I live on the 2nd floor of a building, and I don't like making multiple trips, and it's dark out. So I have this little clip and this light, and it makes carrying all this stuff so much easier. 10:25, Doug's already in bed. He had to be up at like 5 this morning, so he's like done for the day. But let's take a look at some of the groceries I got, and there's some bad stuff in here, there's some good stuff in here. I'll let you be the judge of which is which. This is for a recipe. I love these little cans, they're so cute. Recipe, snack. I got these. I've never had this before. I do like tuna. It's a good snack. I wonder if they're stinky, so I'm going to try it at home. A bunch of bananas, but I didn't realize that Doug already bought some. So we got a lot of bananas to eat. Broccoli, potatoes, apples. Those are Doug's. Those are Doug's. That's Doug's. I got some capers for a recipe. Lemon orange chicken, pork. We're doing like a pork, I don't remember, but it's like a fancy pork dish. These are for me. I have a little bit of cream cheese somewhere that I bought. Halos. Look at this dinky bag. I hate having waste from produce, but look at how cute these are. I didn't have to commit to like a 5-pound bag of these things. And then some lechuga. Good morning, guys. Well, actually, it's noon, so good afternoon. It is Tuesday of this blog week. We're about halfway through, and I just did an awesome interview for the podcast. You guys are really gonna love this interview. It was a great episode in general, so stay tuned for that. And the best part about it was I did it all in my robe. Do you want to go outside or not? You indicated to me that you have to pee. Now let's go. Please, come on. Mac, come. So I think I alluded to wanting to make this recipe that Doug found for pork Moreira. And there's all these ingredients in the brine. And it looks like this. So it looks kind of swampy, but it's got prunes, capers, white wine, red wine vinegar, oil. I have to go get a couple bay leaves because I forgot to get those. And I thought we had some. And then garlic, oregano, the caper brine, brown sugar, salt. Also, I get to compost! Yay! Thank you, Iowa City, for allowing me to keep all of my food waste out of the landfill.
All night long, you've been drinking yours to keep you alive. Night lady, lady.
Hey, doggers.
What's up, you guys? It's like 1:30 in the morning on, let's see, today's Wednesday. So we've almost made it a full week, even though we're in part 2. So I have to be kind of quiet because Doug is asleep on the other side of this wall. But I wanted to kind of give you some updates on what I did all day today. So I've been off the last 4 days, so it basically seems like I've just been like spring cleaning and hanging out around the house and doing podcasty stuff. But tomorrow it's back to scrubs, and I'm not upset about it. It's a nice balance. I mean, I could be making more money if I worked full-time, but I look at the stress level of my coworkers, and I think about how now that the winter has lifted, how happy I have been and how productive I've been. And so I'm not really eager to increase my percentage just because certain people think I should. Also, to be fair, up until December, just like 4 months ago, I was a student as well as a nurse. So this is kind of the first time in my life that I have been a professional nurse without a bunch of homework. So that's kind of translated into this podcast and some other side ventures that I'm just now starting to explore. I did do a lot of email correspondence today, and check this out, I created a little letterhead for the stuff that I send out to guests, and I've just been kind of working on some of the behind the scenes stuff. I don't remember if I showed you this, but I got 2 air plants. Actually, I got 2 more air plants. I have many of these in my house, and I really love them. And what a lot of people don't know about, God, the light in here is so bad, it's like the middle of the night. What a lot of people don't know about these is you just have to like soak them in water like once every 2 to 3 weeks, and they look amazing, and they're so cool, and there's no dirt to spill, and you don't have to water them. Hardly ever. I think I'm also going to do a little bit of editing for the episode that I recorded today, which I don't remember if I said this, but it went really, really well. And I think there's a lot of great information even that I can use, so I'm super excited about that. And then I think I am just going to pack my bag for work tomorrow and probably go to bed in maybe a few more hours, maybe like 4 or 5 in the morning. So this is going to conclude this part of Wednesday, and then when I wake up, we'll see how much of the next 2 shifts I can capture.
Here I am, back in bed again. So it is now Wednesday afternoon. It's like maybe almost 3 o'clock again. So I think I'm probably up for the day now. I've got my dog out of his kennel where he was taking a nap. And yeah, I think I'm up. And I work tonight, so... Oh my god, my dog is being crazy behind me. What are you doing, dog? Y'all excited I'm awake? So basically between 3 and 5 p.m. it's like free time. I slept enough. I think I'll be good to make it to morning. And yeah, so I'm just gonna like eat, maybe watch a little TV, play with my dog, and then I'll actually start getting ready for work at like 5. I just took a job as an NCLEX tutor for a local student. Wow. I mean, I'm capable, but I haven't tutored anybody since high school. also wanted to tell you guys that recently I resumed the practice of transcendental meditation, which I learned a lot of years ago and had stopped doing a lot of years ago, but I've kind of re-energized my practice because my partner just learned TM. And so I basically, when I wake up, I meditate for 20 minutes, and then sometime within, a few hours before I go to bed, I'll meditate again. And some people think meditation is a great way to just stay grounded and relieve stress, but it's made me more productive. I've been sleeping better. Doug's been sleeping better. So I encourage you, if you're someone that might benefit from a little stress relief. I mean, even if it's just an app, like that act of mindfulness, carving out time for yourself. It's like, if you don't have 40 minutes a day to dedicate just to yourself and calm and quiet and stress relief, then I don't know what to tell you. You got to make 40 minutes. What's that saying? If you don't have 40 minutes, then you need. Once again, the night shifter is outside on a main street in a robe and pajamas at 3:30 in the afternoon. I swear I have a job, people. What do you think? You want to eat some? No? Try it. Here, I'll try it. Eat some. Come here. Sit. Sit. Shake. Shake. Come on, shake. Good job. I know you like those. Oh, see you later. Again, with the shoes in the living room. So, Doug got home. He's in meditating. It's almost 5 o'clock. I made myself a little bit of food. I made myself some nachos with some rice, low-fat, local beef, pickled onions, green tomatillo sauce. I've got a little pico on there. Probably more sour cream than most people would use, but actually it's not that much. It's okay. And I'm gonna eat with some chips and watch my girl Fatima, who I love her vlogs, and I want to be her when I also thought I would give you a tour of my favorite mug. I carry this everywhere. I'm an ice freak. I drink like everything over ice, and so this keeps ice for like over 24 hours. And I have a series of stickers that I wanted to show you. Of course, gotta represent. And then and this one is my favorite. It's like 5:10 and I really want to get in the shower, but Doug is meditating and he's in a room right next to the bathroom, so I'm trying to be respectful and just wait just a few more minutes, but time is a ticking. So I was running ahead of schedule, and then I got distracted replying to emails and stuff, which is why I usually don't look at email or texts or anything when I'm getting ready for work. But alas, I did. So Brad is coming to pick me up, otherwise I would have a little bit extra time. But we're gonna hit up a coffee spot and get some drinks, and so I need to kind of expedite this a little bit. But I did want to share with you one of the things. So I have a very kind of oily complexion, and when I work I sweat, and so then you get the shiny face and then you feel gross. Well, anyway, I found this stuff on Amazon and I really love it, and I use it every day, kind of just on my T-zone. Otherwise I don't wear anything on my skin at work because I don't want to sweat with like cake makeup on. I'm not into it. So I started using this Zero Sebum. I got it on Amazon. It was like $8 for this thing, and it's lasted me a long time. But I just kind of do that T-zone around my nose, and maybe along my hairline, and then I don't get the shiny ickiness that I get when I don't use this. So I use this just when I go to work, or like if I'm going to an event or something where I'll be photographed, which isn't very often. But this is perfect for that, so I really recommend it. I'm not usually a coffee drinker, and I'm definitely not a Starbucks drinker, but Brad was nice enough at my request to bring me a chocolate mocha. What is it? A chocolate mocha? Oh, a cafe mocha. I guess chocolate mocha is the same thing. That's like saying chocolate. Alright, so I got my assignment. A patient needs some meds right away, so I'm going to get those for her, for food, and then I'm going to go try to start an IV on my new admission and get a little bit of blood. So, yeah. Alright, so I'm digging into my locker because I used some deodorant today that I don't usually use, and I'm just not feeling like it's doing the thing I need it to do. If I can get my locker open left-handed, so I'm basically gonna have to use this old man smelling hospital issue deodorant because I thought I had nice deodorant. I might have nice deodorant in my bag, but girl ain't got time to be looking around, so I'm gonna smell like a 60-year-old man for the rest of the night. Better than smelling like an armpit. Alright guys, I'm not great at IVs, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it the college try. I think my strategy is that I like using the venipuncture function on the monitor and not a tourniquet. I feel like you get a better squeeze and better vein filling. Now what? My phone's ringing. What do they want? Bed 20 says he's done. Oh, cool. That's the patient I have to go start an IV on. He's ready for me. Got that IV on the first try. Got a 20 gauge. I'm proud of that. I don't do many IVs. But then I missed his blood draw. What the fuck is that? So it's like 11:30, and I think it's gonna be an okay night. All my patients are asleep. As I like to say, the kids are in bed. And so I'm gonna work on some charting and see how the night goes. Night shift. Alright, so it is now 1:30 in the morning. I'm going to go hang some tobramycin. And then after I hang this Toby for one of my patients, I am going to go draw troponin for another patient. And then I should get some time to finish my charting. I charted on a couple people, but gotta finish the rest. And then since I'm hanging this tobramycin, we check peak and trough levels to see if, we've got the right dosage for the patient. So I'll be drawing a peak in a few hours to see how high, how much is in this person's system. So I don't like drawing blood in the middle of the night, and sometimes people get upset. They don't want to be woken up, especially don't want to be woken up to have a needle stabbed in their body. So I always make a point of looking ahead to see if I'm going to have to do any draws at weird hours of the night. God, I need to clean my lens. You can't even see me. Anyway, I usually like to let people know before they go to bed, like, hey, just so you know, I gotta come in at like 3, 4 in the morning, draw this, but we'll draw it and I'll try to let you get back to sleep as quickly as possible. So I like to just give people a heads up. I feel like they don't get as pissed off when you let them know what's coming, because then they can at least prepare for it. Whereas if you wake somebody up at 4 in the morning and tell them you're going to draw their blood and you didn't tell them that before, sometimes people get pissed. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Brad wants to take lunch, but I'm busy. It is now like 6:15. I got one more med to hang. All my blood is drawn. And then I have to wait, since I rode with Brad, I have to wait for him to give report. And then I can go home. And then I'll go home, do my wind down routine, go to sleep, come back, do it all again. It is 7:30. I cleaned off my lens, which is why it no longer looks hazy there was like some tape residue. So now you get to see all of the blemishes on my face. But last night was a good night. I'm just waiting for my ride to finish giving report. But I managed to not only get an IV, which I haven't had a lot of practice at, so I'm always excited when I get an IV successfully on the first try. And then I successfully got 4 blood draws. And my patient even said, "Oh, are you done? I didn't even feel that." It's hard to tell, but it is super foggy out today. Like, I don't think you can really tell at all, but... Way home. It's about 8:45, and I'm about to go to bed. I cleaned up. I put my leftovers in the fridge. I'm gonna plug in the things that I need to charge, like my earbud and my phone and stuff. And I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm not gonna set my alarm until 5 p.m., which is the normal time that I get up when I'm between shifts. There's not as much leisure time, and I want to get as much sleep as I possibly can. And so, real life, y'all, I'm gonna take a Benadryl and a melatonin chewy. I'm gonna do some stretches in bed. Like, I have a series of stretches that I like to do when I'm already in bed. And I put my eye mask on with some noise in my ears, and I'll go to sleep. I'm gonna sleep till 5. "9:05 a.m. and I'm about done. So, blackout curtains, check. Benadryl, check. Fan blowing on me, check. Dog occupied. You get the picture. So, see ya in 8 hours. Today is officially the last day of the 1-week vlog. Brad and I are on our way to work. He brought me more coffee, which I still haven't determined if this is a good thing or a bad thing. As a novice coffee drinker, I find it tasty, but I mean, I had plenty of energy last night. I got all my shit. I hit all my blood draws. Maybe this is, well, not only blood draws, but an IV. And like I've said many times before to everyone who will listen, I'm not good at them. So every time I get one, I feel the need to like fucking rent out a banquet hall and have a celebration.
Coffee makes you focus.
Coffee makes you focus. Well, I was sure focused last night. That's for damn sure. So tonight, hopefully I get the exact same patient back. I don't think anybody left of my people. And you had a trainee last night, like an orientee, right? So
It's all new to me.
So Brad don't know what the fuck going on. Yeah, we should do an episode on how to be a good preceptor.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord. So I gotta harness the power of positive thinking right now because I'm about to get an admission that sounds like a shit show on paper. Confused, pooping, insulin drip, pneumonia, hard to communicate with. It's gonna be wild. Okay, so forgive the angle. I'm actually getting pills out to crush. So I got an admission that I told you was kind of crazy. So in that time, we got a sitter. Then we pulled the sitter off and put video monitoring on her. Her IV's going bad, so I gotta get a better IV situation. Had to get a low bed because I'm afraid she's gonna fall out of bed. Had to initiate tube feeds. I haven't started the antibiotics yet because all of her IVs are bad. So I've been working diligently and steadily. It is now 10:30 and it's been pretty breakneck pace since I got here. So I'm just going to finish giving her meds. Hopefully we'll get that IV started soon. And then from there, it should be pretty okay. I also have to redress my other patient's chest tubes and do evening meds. And then after that, I should be okay. But it's a lot. My shift started at 7 p.m. last night. It is now 3:30 in the morning. And this is really the first time I've stepped away from the nurse's station and my patients. and I really don't have that much time to sit because I have so much charting to do. I have to chart on my admission, I have to chart my assessments, and be able to give report, know these patients enough and have everything straight. But it's complicated. It's not just like regular report because I have all these things that weren't done on time and that I had to change around. It's gonna be, I'm so tired. At the time of this vlog that I'm making, it's pretty topical because we just had that senator say that like nurses in Washington state don't really need protected breaks and lunches and they can do overtime. I didn't get a break. Why? Because my patients needed me and we were short 2 nurses and we have float nursing assistants that don't really know our patients or how to do a lot of stuff that we normally do. So there just isn't an option. When you have patients that need medications and treatments and dressing changes and to go to the bathroom, there's not really an option. It's not like I can be like, bitch, you gotta wait for your antibiotics. No, like if I don't get it on time, that has an effect for the patient. I document that it wasn't done on time, and then I have to explain why these things weren't completed when they were ordered. All of my IV infusions were late because the patient that I admitted didn't have an IV, and just all the meds are incompatible, so you can't run them at the same time. You have to stagger them. It's super fucking complicated. And I had to basically like reschedule all of the morning meds because I have to keep the intervals. Like if a medication is to be given every 8 hours, I can't shorten that because it affects the level of antibiotic in their body. So then I had to go through and adjust all that. Basically, it's mentally exhausting. I'm physically exhausted. Like I sat down to chart and I'm going to be done here soon because I really need to go get charting. I don't really have time to take a break. But I'm so tired, I almost can't even finish a sentence. Like, I'm losing my train of thought mid-sentence. This is why nurses need breaks. Uninterrupted breaks. I basically ate the only snack I've had so far while sitting at the computer charting. Which technically is not okay because you're not supposed to have food at the nurse's station because we have other things that we don't want cross-contamination. So technically I wasn't even supposed to eat there, but if I hadn't, I wouldn't have eaten at all, which means I would have been working at max physical and mental capacity, not having eaten for, let's see, 6, 9, I haven't eaten for 9 hours. I've had some carrots and baby tomatoes. So, I'm not trying to turn this into a rant or a bitch session, but like when we're short-staffed, patients are sick, nurses sacrifice. This is why we need protections. Legal protections, protections from our employers and our supervisors, all the way down, because I'm exhausted. And if I were to have like an emergency right now, I have no brain power because... Anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to stick some actual food in my mouth and then go back to charting. And I have more cares to do and more meds to hang. So the next, I've got 3 hours left on my shift and it's probably going to feel like 10 minutes. I don't mean it's going to feel like a short amount of time. I mean, it's going to feel like I don't have enough time. So, here we go.
Separate myself from like the fashion profiles because I really don't feel like I fit in there at all, and I want to attract the right audience. And then I say I'm a vegan.